And we're live.
Hey, have you seen the video of that guy, the failed heist video where that dude is driving that van?
Yes.
Like he's out of fucking Fast and the Furious. He looks like a driving instructor from high school. He looks super nerdy.
He looks like the sniper from TF2.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
And he's just like,
and you see, so it's this like, yeah, the skinny white guy is like doing the driving, and then there's this like black soldier next to him, and it is so funny to watch that guy's face because he is not down or not trained for whatever is happening. And this other guy is, and at one point the guy in the passenger seat like tries to hand the driver his gun, and the driver's like, "What? I'm trying to
the black guy gets out his handgun, and the white guy's like, no. Get the AR-15, and like hands him the big gun, and he's like, all right, bandit. And he's just like, he's Fast and the Furiousing it, and they like try to like make a roadblock, and they get out with guns. He drives straight through them. They have to like dive out of the way. He's totally willing to run these people down on the interstate. I love that man. I would love to talk to him. What a badass.
Yeah. Did you gather what country it was?
It looks like Mexico to me.
Okay. Yeah, I interpreted it as farther south, but I'm not sure.
I'm trying to find the video of it. I don't know.
Oh, I've got it right here.
But it's really neat. You can't really tell because you can't see the surrounding area where he's turned. Oh, is there a camera on the front of his car also?
Yeah. You get both angles here.
Oh, I've only seen the version that showed the front camera.
I'm sure we can't watch this.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it on my own. It's only 45 seconds. But that's really neat.
It's actually on. I know these guys. This is Funker 530. These guys have filmed for me before. They've been to my house. Real nice guys. They're from Canada, and they do a lot of this like combat and veteran footage, YouTube stuff. I don't know how they monetize it.
What country are they in as this is happening? Is this the U.S.?
Oh shit! I just saw the part Kyle was talking about. He aimed for them. There's like a roadblock, and 2 lanes are open, and he swerves towards the bad guys to run them down with his truck.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Oh, really? Roadblocking me, eh? Have some of this, boys!" And he tries to run them down. It's great.
Yeah, he's clearly very well trained in the.
The black guy looks so scared.
Yeah, the black guy is like day one,
and then he like hits the Ranger on purpose, clearly as it tries to come by him. It like I don't know what he's got in that truck that's so valuable
to him.
Is it cash?
Yeah, this is someone's trying to rob them, right?
That's what I thought, but I didn't know what he had.
Are they in like a Brinks truck kind of thing?
I thought so.
That's my guess.
How much money do they have in those Brinks trucks? Like, how much do you think on that? A couple $100,000 millions?
Couple 100,000, I would guess.
Is it
like
irreplaceable?
It depends like what day it is, right? And what they're up to that day. Like they could be fulfilling like a special order. Like maybe a bank is like, oh, we need $500,000 cash to do this transaction we're doing. And like it's added to the regular thing where they're stopping by bank after bank after bank, picking up deposits. And if you get them at the end of their route, like maybe they've got close to $1 million cash in there. I don't know.
I don't know how it, but like people put way.
I don't think we're supposed to know
in their like safety deposit boxes. So if they're moving like that content around, it could be jewels and things.
Well, they need cash to like do stimulus. Like if
how do you rob a Brinks truck? Do people ever get away with robbing like a Brinks truck? You would think you'd see that on the news occasionally.
I think that stuff happens and they don't put it on the news on purpose.
Do you think I made my money at a Minecraft website?
What if he's got 3 rusted out Brinks trucks in the house? It's like, I hope they buy this Minecraft shit. Why did you build your house in Nazi gold?
They've got Woody in an interrogation room, bright lights on him. How do you tame a horse in Minecraft? He's like, I don't know.
I think you give him apples.
Yeah, you'd be fucked. You couldn't
slapping you with a phone book,
a bag of oranges, just fucking you up. Because I mean, like I've seen the people. I assume the Brinks truck, and I say Brinks because that's the brand, the company that comes to mind. But I imagine those trucks have to be doing all the heavy lifting with technology because I've seen the individuals carrying the bags of money out, and it's like that's a Blimpie employee,
they
or at least a couple I've seen that did not look like the kind of people you'd be afraid to rob.
Have you ever
So-
seen The Town?
Yeah, with
Ben Affleck and Hawkeye.
Yeah, The Town's a very good movie.
It's a great movie. It's about some guys who rob Brinks trucks.
Yeah, it's a great movie. When they wear those, is that the one where they wear the nun masks when they're
something like
robbing?
that. I think they wear different masks.
Yeah,
but
I like that movie so much that I didn't even mind that Ben Affleck was in it.
he's good in it. I think Ben Affleck's a good actor when he wants to be. Like he can turn it on.
I mean, the way I just remember like him actively taking me out of Good Will Hunting when I saw it for the first time because he was
that's one of his better
bad.
roles in my opinion.
I didn't think he was good. I thought Matt Damon and Robin Williams.
They elevated.
They were stealing the show, and every time Matt Damon and was around Ben Affleck, it was like, all right, get back to the Matt Damon story.
And then Casey Affleck's in it too. Like they get the whole crew in there.
Casey Affleck is in. Oh yeah. I didn't recognize him. Now that you say it.
Yeah, Casey is the better actor.
I can't picture his face.
It's young
He's
Ben Affleck's
one of the boys
face.
in the crew.
Yeah, he's one of the boys in the crew. He helps fix up that shit box car for Matt Damon at the end.
He was in Interstellar.
Brinks robbery movie called Groundhog's Day. You guys know?
Oh yeah, he just walks up, grabs the money, and turns around and walks away because he knows the timing.
That's how to do it.
Yeah, you just have to.
That's
That's how you do it. That's how you fucking do it. You just be like Bill Murray.
He just did a superpower where you get to live
an
the same
infinite
day.
time loop type scenario. And
I mean, I definitely like the first few days you spent time like big heists and like figuring out exactly what he did, how to rob a bank. That would be a ton of fun. Like I've said before, like, those like thought processes and things you walk through in your mind when you're trying to fall asleep or like bored or like those fantasy thoughts. For me, for many years, it's been, how would I rob a bank? And it's just an interesting thing to think about. I imagine like robbing a bank and all
Taylor,
the steps it would take.
How would you rob a bank?
Oh, I mean, it would never go well.
You go
because
first.
All the plans that you take are like, you immediately come up against like the amount of technology they have now in banks. Like it's not like 1930.
Lemon juice on your face makes you invisible.
Oh yeah, lemon juice. My eyes.
Do you know what actually makes you invisible? You can make those LED light glasses that completely spoof fucking security cameras. Have you seen those in action?
I think I
That's pretty cool.
have. Yeah.
You could, like I saw a guy make them for like $12, and he shows what you look like on security cameras, and your face glows bright white. That completely nullifies
But
security.
it's just
cameras.
a normal looking pair of glasses as you're walking around.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it's. Is it
fine.
IR light or LED?
I don't remember exactly what it was. I saw a Reddit post. I clicked it. I watched him make them, and then I saw what it looked like when he was on camera. But here's how I would rob a bank. Obviously, we want to wear a mask, right? But
Yeah,
the problem now,
Cover your face.
the problem is you walk into a bank wearing a mask. Someone's gonna call the fucking police because they just saw someone walk into the bank wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Except for one day of the year, which is Halloween. You see a guy walk into the bank with a bag and a mask on any day except for October 31st. You get scared.
No, that's nobody's walking into the bank with a mask and a bag on the 31st. That's outrageous.
We did it all the time as
trick
kids. We went to the bank to trick or treat. First of all, the bag, pumpkin bag. First of all, the mask.
Community where you go into the bank to trick or treat.
We went everywhere. Every local business participates in trick or treating. It's a small town. No, you don't just wear like a fucking like hockey mask or like a ski mask. You put a costume on when you go into the bank to rob it, and you bring your like people with you who are also robbing it, and you all walk in with those pumpkin.
Hamburglar?
Whatever you're gonna dress.
You dress like Grimace.
Walk in as Batman. It doesn't matter,
Kyle, we're in a pandemic. Why don't you just wear a mask for COVID and wear sunglasses?
See, this is
That's
normal
helpful.
time robberies.
That's helpful these days. Yeah, right. Like that's a new thing though.
Honestly, there should be like a spree of bank robberies with the mask going on.
Dude, I can see myself going to the bank and like bump.
Oh no, he bumped his mic and he turned off.
Yeah, you're muted.
He turned off.
He headbutted his fucking audio
I
setup
can see
into
myself and then
non-existence.
blundering
Yeah, we
into
can
the
hear you.
mic.
All right.
Yeah.
That was part of the bit. But yeah, anyway, you'd fog up your glasses and you wouldn't be able to see anything while you robbed the bank. But other than that, it's a good plan.
Yeah.
What was your next step, Kyle? So you're wearing a mask, you got a bag, it's Halloween, you're the only one in there with a mask and a bag, because let's pretend you're in not the town you grew up in. You're in a
I go in dressed as like Batman or something, like a full-on like high-quality costume, or like the Joker, like I did for Halloween a couple years ago. Like you wear a costume.
Once you get up to the teller, or is that you go to the teller, and what do you say? What's your thing?
I think you'd need to do a little research, because there's only about $100,000 behind the counter of like a federal bank, and you really want to like be able to get into like the vault.
Yeah.
So like you'd need to know something about that. You'd need to know that someone was coming in and the vault was going to be open, which is like beyond my bank robbing expertise. But if you just want to get out of there with $70,000 to $110,000, you could just rob the tellers there by passing them a note.
Seems like what you should do then is like wait for the bank manager to leave, discern his schedule over time, learn where he lives, so you can like drop some threats when you're back there, and then can the bank manager even get into the vault?
Yeah, I think so. It's on a time. It's on a timer in a lot of places. So like what you could do, I mean, if you're just gonna be a fucking criminal, then you could go to the bank manager's house the night before.
Yeah, that's the scenario. We're criminals. We're robbing a bank. We do it way more than the night before. We figure out his schedule. We figure out his.
I mean, as someone who's done a little time, I feel like you want to minimize like the danger the potential years as many as possible. So when you add like kidnapping and home invasion and armed robbery to the mix, like you're really spending the rest of your life in prison. Whereas the bank robbery,
go big or go home.
You can get down to like 17, 18 years. You'll be out eventually. But when you start adding assault weapons, kidnapping, and all that other stuff, now you're just never going back home.
So you wouldn't bring a gun?
I wouldn't bring a gun. Not a real one.
So what would you do to threat? Oh, you'd bring a fake gun.
Yeah, fake gun.
Okay. And what would the verbiage be? Give me the fucking money.
No, you wouldn't want to say anything. You'd want to pass a note. You'd want to draw as little attention as possible.
I circle yes or no. Do you want to go out with me? Also, you pass that one first. Establish you're insane and willing to do anything, and then fire the second note.
I don't know. I don't even know if I want to go any farther within the scenario and explaining how to rob a bank. But my thing was always that like Halloween would be a perfect time because of masks and bags, because you could walk right in with a mask and a bag, and then when you left, especially if you were in like a city, you'd blend right in with crowds of people also in masks and bags.
Change your costume.
Yeah, you could just change the costume.
Yeah, he was dressed as fucking Christian Bale Batman, and meanwhile you're switching into fucking
like what if you had like a nun costume? You had like a nun costume, and then like you can pull that right off and you're something completely different underneath.
That looks just like him. No,
I like Taylor's idea of switching to Michael Keaton
West.
Batman afterwards.
West.
It's Michael Keaton. He can't turn his head. That's the Michael Keaton Batman. Leave him alone.
Yeah, the Adam West suit where you can see your fucking.
Yeah, he's got the white eyebrows drawn on. Yeah, it's Adam West.
Banks have between 50 and 200 grand. So 200 grand would be a big bank to have in cash.
I bet that's a lie. I bet it's more than that.
Yeah, I've always heard 100 behind the counter.
How much is in the vault? Like $1 million more?
I don't think that. I just read the headline. It said something like, people think there's money in the vault, but there's really not.
Oh, I don't believe that article.
I mean, it's Wonder Populous, right?
There's some guy with a top hat and a monocle writing that. Some people think there are lots of money. There's lots of money in the vault.
This may surprise bank robbers, but according to FBI data, the average bank robbery yielded only $4,330.
What? FBI,
that reflects how little is kept up front with the tellers. $4 grand.
See, you wouldn't have repeated bank robbers if that was the case. You just wouldn't.
Wow. No, because they only have $4 grand. Of course, they need to repeat.
They just wouldn't risk it again. They would find like.
Well, they got away with it.
You'd do so much better with home invasions if you could only get $4,000. Like you could come into my house.
You just said something you shouldn't have.
Yeah, I'm the opposite.
You could come into some people's homes and you could make it out of there with $10,000 in just a minute or two.
There's nothing useful in my house. What are you gonna? You know the most expensive thing in my house? I think it's my fucking functional trainer.
It's your camera gear, brother.
No, I don't think it's worth that much.
You find a couple people just down there.
They steal the functional trainer. They earned it.
You just come down there and you're like, if you can steal it, you can have it.
Your guns are pretty valuable and they can be taken out. I'm not going to list your fucking belongings. Like, what are we doing? up on the second floor, third door to the left. There's that room, where the breakaway closet. It's not to go down that alley, but what I'm saying is like there's got to be more than $4,000 in a bank in the end.
for sure.
Like,
Unless you are a shitty bank robber who believed them.
It was saying $4,000 up front with the tellers. That's you have to go to the back, I guess, to get more than that. I don't know.
I feel like if I was a bank teller, I would immediately
Now that there
syndrome. I'd be like, "We're in this together, buddy. Like, come on. I work for the bank. I make $4.
I have went in to like get like large amounts of cash before. I was buying a vehicle one time, and we were just going to do the transaction in cash, and I think I got like 18,000 or something like that. And they did have to go like in the back and like bring like a bag of money out to like get me $18,000.
I needed $750 for something. I don't remember what it was. Not long ago, and they had it right up there with the tellers.
Yeah, they've got like that kind of money right there for sure. Because I've done that plenty of times, but a couple times I've pulled 10,000 out, and they always had to like go get it.
Well, somewhere in between.
What's another fun crime to think about? Robbing banks is always the one that I go to because it makes the most sense as like a fun thing to plan. Because you're robbing a bank, banks are evil, and so it's fun to think about. I don't. What other ones do you guys?
I think car heists. I think car heists in general, like stealing like a really really expensive car, is interesting. Like that Nick Cage movie was good, Gone in 60 Seconds. The one where they're stealing like 100 high-end cars in one night or whatever it is.
Would you do it from like a delership or an individual? I guess
they were all from individuals because they're like getting these like super rare collectors cars, like 1 of 100s and like 1 of 1s and stuff like that. Like ultra. Oh, it's good.
Did he pay off? What are the people called who park your cars? It starts with
Valet.
Valets.
Yeah, valet. Did he pay off valets to find out where the good cars were? They
did a bunch of research. It was one of those movies where like they get the team together, and Robert Duvall is part of the team, and who was Brad Pitt's wife for a while?
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie, she's part of the team. She's super hot in that movie. And then obviously Nick Cage. And the deal is like Nick Cage's brother is in some trouble with like some gangsters or something like that. And Nick Cage is like a retired car thief. And they're like, you have to fulfill this deal for us or your brother's dead. And he's like, that's impossible. What you want me to do? He's like, all right, well, your brother's dead then. So he has to like get a whole team of people together to help him steal. It's like 100 cars in 48 hours or something. And it's everything from like an Escalade to like that one Mustang.
Shelby?
I think it's a Shelby, but it's a special Shelby GT. It's let me see what it's called.
Shelby
exactly.
Cobra. I'm just naming things I don't know much about.
Yeah. It's called Eleanor is what he called it. It's a customized 71 Mustang sports roof redressed to 73 that features an independent filmmaker.
Good God.
Blah, blah, blah. The Eleanor name is also used in 2000 remake for a customized. It's a Shelby Mustang GT 500, like a 71, 72 model, something like that.
Not a Cobra? Bullshit.
Yeah, it's a sick looking car. I'll pull up a picture of it. But he drives this thing like at the end of the movie, he's being chased by like the entire LAPD and a helicopter, and he's driving this thing like a bat out of hell because he's got to get to the dock, and it's a really good scene. It's a cool
I can't
car.
believe you haven't seen that, Taylor. Gone in 60 Seconds.
Pretty good movie. Nice little heist movie.